Step 12. Installing the Strapeze system. Slide one of the Strapeze winding hubs onto the shaft with set screws towards the end bearing plate. Position the winding hub approximately 4.5 inches from the end bearing plate. Slide one of the black plastic guide discs on the shaft with smooth side facing from the winding hub. Slide the back start space or under the shaft with a thicker portion on top of the shaft. Slide remaining winding hub on the shaft with set screws away from the guide disc. While standing on a ladder, remove the strap from the bag and unroll the strap towards the floor. When the strap is completely unwound, you will have a single strap in your hand with two separate loops hanging towards the floor. Hang the single part of the strap on the black start spacer. Adjust the strap according to the strap label that came with the strap. Adjust the strap so that the white stitching on the side of the strap away from the wall matches the first start. Once the first start is set, the white stitching on the wall side of the strap will match the second start. Install strap 1/4 inch strap pin through the pre-drilled hole in the outer winding hub. Continue pushing the pin through the strap assembly so it runs through the slots in both guide discs, through both winding hubs, and over the strap. Once the strap has been installed, the Strapeze will look like this. Tighten all set screws on the winding hubs. Add a center bearing to the end of the shaft outside of the Strapeze assembly. Fasten to the wall to help support the weight stack. Step 13. Assemble weight bracket and rod. Slide strap bracket onto the rod so that the flat bottom portion of the bracket is towards the washers and nut. Thread one 3/8 inch lock nut into the threaded rod so that the end of the rod is flush with the nut. Slide all 1.5 inch washers provided onto the rod. Place a strap spool on each bottom loop as shown. Insert the 3/8 by 3 inch bolts through the holes in the strap bracket and through each spool. Thread a 3/8 inch lock nut on each bolt and tighten only until the end of the bolt is flush with the nut. Note: nuts must not be over-tightened. The bolts must have enough play to allow the spools to spin. Step 14. Stacking the weights. Slide the washers onto the strap rod to the top, leaving 2 washers at the bottom. Place one of the larger 18.9 pound weights on the rod so that it rests on the bottom 2 washers. Lower one of the washers onto the first weight and stack another 18.9 pound weight on top of the first one. Rotate the second weight 180 degrees so the gaps in the weights are facing opposite directions. Continue stacking the large weights in the same way as described above. Finish by stacking any small 5-pound weights on top of the larger weights, still placing a washer in between each weight. To prevent strap from twisting, hold the clevis bracket and turn the weights until the twisting stops.